Morning, everyone. Here we go. First, I'm going to talk a little bit about my statistics so that I can release that video as the first bit of this and not have to worry about figuring all of that out. Main thing to note about this week? Oh yeah, finally moved the needle. Boom! Which is especially weird because I've been doing a lot of day drinking this week. Because of work parties, I basically played mini golf and drank yesterday for work, which is awesome, by the way. Highly recommend. Up this to about 41.4, so not that big a deal. Obviously, last week the steps were amazing. This week, not as good, but again, only able to play in the mornings, so that kind of explains that. And the 15.5 does not include this morning, so I'm probably actually going to match week 0 with fewer playtimes. So my steps have been improving. Let's see, just going to get into the game for a second here, see if there's anything else I have to say about that. So yeah, other than, what do you call it, restrictions on playtime, it's been a pretty good week. That's right, I summoned this guy for no good reason. Come on, don't get in the way of it.
Keep your distance.
Yeah, alright. Anyway,
Someone who can
what do you got for sale?
I like looking to protect yourself or deal some damage.
No, just selling you junk. So yeah. Trying to think of where to go from here in my analysis. I really don't have much else to say. Yeah. I think my analysis might be over. That was a really quick analysis. One DnD just dropped a new document. I'm gonna give my initial reactions and some stories about that in a moment. But, yeah, quick analysis right there. Check out the live stream. And, if there's anything you want me to do differently on these analyses, or in the live stream in general, let me know down in the comments. So I don't know, you're just standing in front of me in a very awkward way. Please just stop. Alright. Anyway.
Let's go.
I guess that's it. For those of you who are watching the analysis, peace out. Alright. Alright, what am I doing? Oh, it's early in the morning. That means I can run to Riften without it being a big deal. Okay. Now the other thing I want to talk about today, and I actually made an announcement in my thing that I'm talking about this, so I'm going to. 1D&D just dropped the new first new document for classes that they've dropped. I guess they're going to do it in 4 installments, so that's going to be interesting. And what we've got is Bard, Rogue, and Ranger. 2 of my favorite classes and one of everybody's least favorite class. So, what are the big differences here? Well, right out the gate, looks like they tried to make Ranger not suck. And I think that that's really good, that the Ranger no longer is terrible. I mostly looked at the low-level abilities because I didn't have a whole lot of time to look at it because of work and other things in my life that happen. But what I will say about the new Ranger is that favorite enemy, or whatever they call it now, they've definitely changed. So in earlier editions, favorite enemy was just like a plus bonus against a certain foe. That was 2nd ed. In 3rd ed, it was a plus bonus against one foe, then that went up, and you gained a plus bonus against another foe. Every couple of levels, you took a new one. And that was cool. It was very combat. I think in 4th ed, they just didn't have it, and instead had essentially Hunter's Mark. In 5th ed, they just made it, like, tracking or something. Like a bonus for that kind of thing, and then that was it. In 1D&D, they were like, yeah, you know what? You just get the Hunter's Mark spell, always prepared, you don't have to prepare it, and you don't have to maintain concentration even though it's a concentration spell. Alright? Basically, you get a mark ability The only downsides is it is magic, it does take a spell slot, and so it stacks based off of what spell slots you have available. And yeah, those are the downsides. The upside is when you cast it, you don't have to maintain it. And yeah. And it has nothing to do with picking a specific foe. Don't know how I feel about that part, but whatever. So it's much cooler in that way. Saw some minor changes at the lower levels to Bard and Ranger. Not Ranger. Rogue. Mostly it looks like weapon proficiencies got changed a bit. I think the Rapier is no longer everybody's go-to. I know the Rogue. I didn't check the Rogue weapon proficiencies particularly carefully, but I know the Bard lost Rapier. Which is awkward. Oh, come on. Why can't I shoot this wolf? But yeah.
Done and done.
What, you wasted? Oy. But yeah, so, fun times. Fun times. But yeah, they definitely changed some weapon efficiencies, so that's going to be interesting. Archers. Archers have gotten a huge nerf. That was an annoying way of saying huge. It's first thing in the morning, I apologize. Archers got a huge nerf. Sharpshooter no longer has the minus...
I don't know how you stand it.
Yeah, I don't know how I stand you either. Sorry. I don't know why I'm throwing so much shade at Serrano lately, but I'm totally throwing shade at Serrano. Archer's got a huge nerf. You no longer get the -5 to attack, +10 to damage thing with Sharpshooter. But to be an archer with a bow, and to be dirty with a bow, you no longer need to take Crossbow Expert, which made no sense. Now, Crossbow Expert only allows you to shoot at somebody adjacent to you without being at disadvantage. When using crossbows, Sharpshooter does it with all ranged weapons. So that was the huge difference there. They've got rid of the ability people took Sharpshooter for and gave it the ability that people that take Sharpshooter also take Crossbow Expert for. So it's still good to take, it's just not as good for the whole doing huge amounts of damage thing. What was I... Where's my brain going? I know, so Crossbow Expert makes a little bit more sense. Sharpshooter, in that regard, is not as good, but it makes a little bit more sense now. What was the rest of... They kept the range thing that I don't think anybody ever used, because how many people have encounters where you're using a longbow at long range? Like, you're never at long range with a longbow in D&D. Like, how could you be? I mean, you could be, but like, and no one ever plays that, so that never comes up. And I don't know about you, but as a DM, I always forget the cover rules. I try to remember them, but now it's like I don't have to remember the cover rules. My player took Sharpshooter, so that's cool. Yeah, so Sharpshooter got a huge nerf, which means Archer's got a huge nerf. One other thing that I did notice is spells. How spells work now. Noticed that they went back to like the second ed thing. Yeah, they went back to a second ed thing. This is very second edition. So I want to say in first edition, spells had their own lists. In third edition, classes had their own spell lists. In 4th ed, there were no spell lists. 5th ed classes had their own spell lists. 2nd edition, though, they only had arcane and divine spells. And they, very Kabbalistic, as in, like, Kabbalah. I mean, that's blatantly what they based it off of. And it got weird, because the spells also had schools, because they needed to have schools. Whatever. So instead, they created Primal, which... Not sure I love the Primal... divine split, but there you are. That's very 4th ed, by the way. Primal as a source. It's from 4th edition. I know people love that. Same with Hunter's Mark, actually. Because everything, any marking ability, Sentinel, whatever, is from 4th ed. So, a little fun fact for you there. But yeah, so now, like, for example, Rangers get Primal spells, but not Evocation. Bards get Arcane spells, but only from, like, 4 schools, I think. So that's kind of how they're limiting the spell list. And it looks like Bards lost all their healing spells, but they gained them back, but not till 2nd level, so your 1st level Bard can't take Healing Word and keep everybody alive. So, my first game session in 1D&D would have been very, very differently had we been using those rules. Also, I'm pretty sure that Bard has a Rapier, so that's going to be awkward when he finds out he's no longer proficient Rapier. So yeah, in between sessions, you lost proficiency with your sword. Congratulations. He's gonna love that. But, where is my audience? But, the way that spells work now, it's different. It does remind me of old school. I kinda like it, I guess. It does simplify the lists, which is nice. But yeah. And then they gave the healing spells on the even levels, I think. You don't get Cure Wounds, but you do get... I don't think you get Cure Wounds, maybe you do. But you start off with Healing Word, which is the one you were going to take anyway. Oh, but you can use Bardic Inspiration to heal now, so that's cool. So, like, it kind of makes up for it. You can still Chumbawamba the other party members all day as a Bard. In fact, I think Bards have become much better healers because of it. Those dice you only ever remembered to use if you were a Blade, you can now use to heal people. And you use it when they fail a roll to help them not fail, as opposed to have this die that you're never going to remember to use. Okay, thanks. I'm going to forget to use that. So that's cool. The only other thing I'm going to mention before I end this video, by this video I mean the D&D thing, not the actual live stream. I'm going to keep playing Skyrim like all morning. The only thing I'm going to mention for that, before I sign off, is they seem to have moved a bunch of abilities and pushed them down to higher levels. Some higher level abilities they moved down and added an epic boon thing, but for the most part it seems like some abilities like Jack of all trades got pushed to 5th level. They're pushing abilities further down the list. And I hope that their reason for doing that is not to try to get people to keep playing till higher level. Because the class abilities coming online too early is not why people aren't going to high level. It's the hit point slog and the... what the hell is this guy? It's the hit point slog and...
I've been hunting and fishing in
Hunter.
these parts for years.
It's the hit point slog and just campaigns dying. It has nothing to do with class abilities. In fact, pushing some of the cooler abilities to later levels is just going to make the game worse, and people leave earlier than staying later. So hopefully that's not the reason. If there's some other reason, then that's probably fine. I don't know. If it was a balance thing, like, people keep dipping into these classes, and yeah, that might work. I don't know. It might prevent class dipping. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. Some of the new feats. Interesting. So there's a whole lot of new first level feats that are extremely weak for feats. And that is your combat abilities from classes. Like the archery or 2-weapon fighting that fighters and rangers and I think paladins got originally. It's cool that those are feats now. You don't have to take a level of fighter to get +2 with a bow. You can just take a feat to do that. That's all you get is +2 with a bow for that feat, making it kind of weak. It's kind of a weak sauce feat, but you do get it. So that's pretty cool. You can take it. So that's cool. And that ridiculous weapon feat that was pointless. We got like proficiency with like 4 different weapons, and that was it. And now it gives you martial weapon proficiency. And they took martial weapon proficiencies away from a lot of classes, so you may need to take that as a bard to use good weapons. Alright, well, I think that's gonna be it for my 1D&D analysis. I might remember something later, but it'll just be in the live stream. Leave a comment if you're watching the live stream. Comment in the that side. That's the side, I think, unless you've got a way of changing that setup. And if you're commenting on the video, the separate video that's probably gonna drop tomorrow, this is Friday, by the way, then leave a comment in the doobly-doo if there's anything else you want me to talk about on the next time I do this. Alright, so for those of you watching a D&D video, peace out. Everybody else, here we are. Alright. I don't know if I've ever been up here, so I'm gonna check it out. Oh, I guess I can't go up there. Never mind. That was fun. If you're watching live and there's anything you want me to talk about, do whatever. You know, leave a comment over there. I may eventually check it. But right now I'm just trying to get my steps in. As you can see above, I'm a little low this week. Because I'm missing 2 hours of gameplay at this point, and it'll be 3 hours of gameplay by the end of the day. Oh man, it's too early in the morning for me to be doing analyses and major videos. I had to say something about 1D&D. I had to. Strike while the iron is hot. Maybe I'll get some views out of it, who knows? Maybe I won't. Oh, whoa, no, that was the other thing about 1D&D I needed to talk about. There's gonna have to be some editing in a few moments later in this video. Yes, waving so I see myself that I'm talking about something. Alright. The other thing about 1D&D.
Let's move faster. The sun is... It's not
Yeah,
great for
I'm trying to move faster. Stop interrupting me. The other thing about 1D&D that I forgot to mention. I noticed in a... I want to say... Oh, why can't I remember the name of his channel now? The guy with the hat that yells a lot. Really cool, really good analyses. Definitely into power gaming, but no, it's fine. He's got a really good channel, really entertaining. He said something a couple weeks ago that bothered me. When he was talking about 1D&D and the tool proficiency giving you advantage when using a skill that you are also trained in. Because he said, use sleight of hand to pick a lock. And that is just not the case. Except the rogue subclass thief can use sleight of hand to pick a lock as a bonus action. Are we supposed to use sleight of hand to pick locks now? Or is that specifically something cool that the thief gets, and they're burying the lead on that? Because now, if you have sleight of hand and thieves' tools, you make a sleight of hand check with advantage as a bonus action to pick a lock. Which, like, if that's not normally how picking a lock works, it's a pretty huge buff for the thief. I kind of like it if that's not the way it works normally, and that's just the way it works for the thief with that subclass ability. But, because it's like extra strength, we're doing something cool here. Alright, this guy's about to talk to me, so I think I'm going to call it for that.
Hey,
Peace
friend.
out.
It's good to see another. But you look tired. Come, share a bottle of honey brew mead with me. Ease me. This good. Cheers, my friend. May your
All right.
adventures find you fame.
Okay.
Fortune.
Alright. So yeah, peace out on that. Alright. Anything else, let me know. In the comments, in the chat, I don't think you can write in my doobly-doo, and if you can, please don't, because that would be weird, and I'd feel like I was hacked, because I would have been. So do not write in my doobly-doo. The doobly-doo is what people call the description text. By people, I mainly mean Matt Colville, but other people, I think, use it as well. And we like Matt Colville, so it's cool, right? Hope you like Matt Colville anyway. If you don't know who I'm talking about, check out Matt Colville's channel. MCDM might be his channel name, I don't even know. Maybe it's just Matt Colville, but I'm sure if you search MCDM, you'll find him, because that's his company. Good stuff, good stuff. Not sure if I like his products, but his advice is spot on. If you like his products, great. They do look cool, they just... I don't know. Over-engineered, maybe. I don't know, but... They do look quality, so there's that. Alright. Now I'm just talking to hear myself speak. One thing I gotta say I'm not used to is talking while running. It's fun. When I used to go to the gym, I would just be listening to music and running. Now I'm trying to maintain intelligent thoughts on things like one DnD while I'm running. It's a little weird. Not gonna lie. And while I am way far away from monetization, please subscribe. I did make $53, or $50.63 in Steam bucks, because I got used in an ad for the catwalk. Talking about losing 11 pounds, because I lost 11 pounds in my original series on this. And this is the reboot, and I haven't been able to move the needle, so pretty sure that was all water weight, but whatever. With the reboot, I'm going after all that visceral fat. Mmm. Tasty. By tasty, I mean I'm in ketosis and smell like poop. Not actual poop, I just smell really bad. My sweat is nasty and gross. Am I not getting attacked by anything right now? I think I've cleared the roads too well. This is what happens when you don't fast travel. You eventually just clear the roads and everything's clear for a while. Which is boring. Where are my random dragons and bears? Especially dragons, I need those souls. Those yummy, yummy souls. This is a real door, I can never remember. Oh yeah, it's a real door. Hidden to